Please subscribe, like and comment for more stories.
The rain slammed against the mansion gates as the new nanny, Jane, stepped out of the taxi. She looked calm, but her eyes kept scanning the shadows as if she expected something to follow her inside the mansion. Little Tega ran behind his mother, clutching her leg. "Mom, she looks like the woman from my dreams." Jane froze. Mrs. Bako gave Jane a warm tour until they reached a narrow door at the end of the hallway. "This room stays locked. No matter what you hear, you must never open it." That night, as Jane tucked Tega into bed, a soft tapping echoed from the forbidden room, then whispering. Tega jolted awake, screaming. Jane rushed in. "They're calling my name again," he said, pointing at the wall connecting to the locked room. "They said you know them." Jane stiffened. "Tega, never repeat that." But he continued. "They said you lied." The next morning, Jane wandered into Mr. Bako's study. A family portrait sat on the shelf, except the woman beside him was not Mrs. Bako. The woman looked exactly like Jane. Same eyes, same face, only colder. Jane staggered back. "No, she can't be alive." That night, Jane followed a faint metallic smell to the basement. She found a trunk with initials carved into the lid. AOB, her initials. Inside, a torn birth certificate, a blood-stained ribbon, a photo of two identical baby girls. She whispered, trembling, "My twin." The tapping came again, louder, desperate. Jane pushed open the forbidden door, and there she was, her twin sister, Janet, weak, chained, but smiling. "You took everything from me, sister," Janet whispered. "Now, I'll take the boy." Mr. Bako confessed everything. Janet had been his ex-fiancée, brilliant, charming, and dangerously obsessive. When she tried to take Tega after his birth, they locked her away for everyone's safety. Jane stared at him. "And you thought imprisoning her wouldn't destroy her?" Janet escaped her chains. The mansion plunged into chaos. She grabbed Tega, whispering, "I only want what was stolen from me." Jane blocked her path. "Not him, Janet. Take me along." Silence. Then Janet released the boy and fled into the storm. The police searched for Janet, but she was gone. Jane stayed as Tega's protector, but every night she checked the windows, because somewhere in the darkness, her sister was waiting, and she always finished what she started.
3 weeks after the storm, the mansion began to bleed. It started with the roses. Jane noticed it first, deep red droplets clinging to the white petals outside Tega's window. At dawn, the gardener screamed. The roses weren't wet with rain, they were soaked in blood. Mrs. Bako insisted it was an animal. Jane said nothing. She had learned that silence kept monsters calm. That night, Tega refused to sleep. "She's back," he whispered, staring at the ceiling. Jane felt the words crawl under her skin. "Who, sweetheart?" "The woman who smells like iron," he said. "She's angry now." The lights flickered. From the hallway came the slow, familiar sound. Tap, tap, tap. Jane's heart stuttered. The forbidden room had been sealed again, padlocked, bolted, blessed by a priest who refused to stay longer than 10 minutes. The tapping didn't come from the door. It came from inside the walls. Jane crept toward the sound, her fingers brushing damp wallpaper. When she pulled her hand away, it was red. A voice breathed from the plaster. "Sister." Jane staggered back. The mirrors began to change after that. Jane would pass them and catch her reflection smiling when she wasn't. Sometimes the reflection blinked late. Sometimes it mouthed words. "You should have let me take him." Mr. Bako grew pale, then sick. He locked himself in his study, muttering prayers. On the 4th night, Jane found the door open and the room empty. The family portrait lay shattered on the floor. This time, the woman in the frame was smiling. Mrs. Bocco was found in the bathtub at dawn. The water was red. Her eyes were wide, frozen in terror. Carved into the fogged mirror above her were 4 words, written backward. "He was always mine." Jane didn't scream. She wrapped Tega in a blanket and ran. But the gates were locked. The storm returned without warning, thunder cracking like bone. The mansion lights died, plunging everything into darkness. Then the basement door creaked open. Bare footsteps echoed upward. Wet, heavy. A figure emerged from the shadows. Janet. Her skin was pale, stretched tight over bone. Her chains dragged behind her like dead snakes, still embedded in her wrists. Blood streaked her dress, fresh and shining. Her smile was wider now, broken, wrong. "You chose him over me," Janet said softly. "So I chose blood," Tega screamed. Jane stepped forward, blocking him. "It's me you want." Janet tilted her head. "No, sister. It's what you are." She lunged. The lights exploded back on. Mr. Bocco stood at the top of the stairs, holding a rusted iron poker, his hands shaking. "I ended this once," he sobbed. "I'll end it again." Janet laughed, a sound like tearing flesh. "You never ended me," she said. "You buried me alive." She moved faster than thought. When the police arrived at dawn, the mansion was silent. They found Mr. Bocco in the basement, throat torn open, eyes staring at the ceiling as if watching someone crawl away. They found blood everywhere, but no Janet. Jane and Tega were gone. Weeks later, a woman matching Jane's description was seen at a bus station, holding a sleeping boy. Witnesses said she was calm. A security camera caught her reflection in the glass. Behind her stood another woman, same face. Same eyes, smiling. And somewhere far away, in a quiet rented house, a little boy began tapping on the wall at night, because Janet had finally come home, and this time, she wasn't leaving anyone alive.
Wait, don't go! Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to like and comment for more. I'll see you in the next video.